Hello, Aries. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Cosmic Slumber Tarot by Tilly Walden. Website on the bottom is Liminal 11. Feel free to check that out if you want to. If you need to freeze frame, feel free to freeze frame. Supportive Oracle cards. Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. Website I have here for Sandra on the back of the book is hayhouseradio.com. Feel free to freeze frame on that if you want it. Also, if you take out the radio part, there's also hayhouse.com. Here's a few other websites for Sandra. Feel free to check those out if you want to. Okay. Aries. Celtic. What are we? Okay, keep going. We're gonna put on. Okay. Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot. What is happening, Aries? On the bottom of the Oracle deck, we're on a path to somewhere. Something needs to happen here. Something needs to change. There's something here you're putting a lot of thought into. I keep getting this feeling, I didn't come this far to fail. I didn't come this far to give up. I didn't come this far to lose. I definitely did not. And I'm getting like this temple path is kind of like, I've been on this a while. And this is something you've done by yourself, or at least you have, even if this is like a job thing and you work with other people, you've known where you were going to go for a long time and you've been working at it and you've probably been keeping it to yourself. But it's kind of like, how much longer do I have to do this? It's like we're starting a new day, but I'm still on path to where I want to be. It's kind of like I have a long-term goal. So for example, I could think of somebody recently said that there's a certain house they want to buy, or a certain type of house, I should say. How they're going to get the money to get there. The type of house is what's important. So maybe the exact location isn't what's really there for them, but it's like this type of house with this type of radius of like where I want to live. They got this certain goal, and it might be some goal like that. You know what I mean? Like I have a roundabout idea about what I want, and I'm working towards it. You're doing good with it too. The thing is, it's like somebody getting in your way or somebody trying to get in your way. There's stress here. A lot of confusion comes in at once. You got the 10 of Wands, which is better, and then the 9 of Swords. Somebody's trying to kind of like change where you're going. They don't seem to understand. Not at all. I feel like somebody, I don't know if you've told them, because like your goal is your goal. I don't know if you've kept it a complete secret or if you just told certain people, or maybe you're right out there with it. I don't know. Somebody's trying to get in your way. They're trying to change your outcome. And they're trying to create a lot of stress here. They're trying to take what you want and make it so you can't have it. Because they want something else. They want you connected to their goal. That's very ironic in my opinion. They want to remove your goal and then change it to their goal. And they want you connected to their goal. So for example, if you had this house goal, you wanted this certain type of house in this certain type of neighborhood, whatever that would be. And this other person, however they're connected to you, they're like, no, I want you to live with me, and I want you to live here, not in this type of house. I want you to live here. They're trying to usurp that goal, and they're trying to change this. This could be a partner if it's something like that. If this is a business thing, it could be somebody who either you work side by side with, or somebody a little bit higher up for whatever reason, like management or whatever. If your management, somebody above you, somebody like that, trying to change your goal, trying to be like, no, I want you to come with me over here. I don't want you to go over there. I want you to come over here with me. They're kind of a fool, though, if you ask me, because that's not how that works. Because once you figure it out, I feel like the first thing I see happening is it's kind of like, well, wait a minute. You're trying to block me from my goal so I can help you with your goal? That's not going to work. That's not going to work because you don't let other people make decisions like that for you. That's not going to happen. When you've made up your mind you want something, it's not going to fly. It's just flat out not going to. When I see it happening though, it's like usually this person, I feel like usually I look at this person like an ally. They've probably been good to you in the past. But now that this is happening, it's like, whoa, no, no, no. There's a whole lot of no going on right there. I feel like I'm very upset with the fact that they even had the nerve. I'm very upset that they even had the nerve. And I feel like when I get the Five of Pentacles with the Queen of Swords, it's kind of like, all right, either have to shut them out or I'm going to tell them what I'm thinking. So it's kind of like it's pass fail. It's all or nothing. If I'm going to talk about this, I'm going to let them have it. I'm not happy, and they're going to know that. I feel like it's going to come off very rough. And if that's what you need to do, then that's what you need to do. Or I feel like I'm just going to like not even communicate with them. I might even just like, we're done. It could be that. It's pass fail. I feel like when I see these two together, it's like completely shut out, or I'm going to like tell them. I'm going to really tell them like, oh, I don't know why you thought that was okay, but it never was going to be. I don't, it depends on what you feel is appropriate. I feel like Aries can do either. You can either shut them out like completely like cold, boom, we're done, or you're going to tell them, a lot of you, I feel like you're flat out avoiding them. If this is a business situation, you may have kind of evaluated where if I do tell them, that could go against me in the long run, and I don't want to give them that advantage. So I'm just going to avoid them for now. But that has a time limit. That has a shelf life. That definitely has a shelf life. So I feel like the bond I have with this person is in serious question. This is a very interesting deck. It's one of the reasons I like it. The Four of Wands in this one, it just has a very interesting depiction here. I'm resting on it. I'm letting the bond stick. I'm trying to not damage anything, but I'm just letting it rest. I'm doing my best to let it rest, and I'm putting my energies into something else. I'm trying to avoid a conversation with this person, but I'm definitely not giving up my goal. There's damage. Like this card, I see this plume of smoke in the back. I feel like you're doing a lot of work. You're doing a lot of work at what you need to do. You're concentrating on what needs to be done, and you're trying to avoid any further damage. Because that is really, like, that was a line that was crossed. That was not okay. You know that you're going to have success with what you want. This is not an option. This is not for them to decide whether you should have what you want. That was never going to be a thing. They may have thought they had some type of info, or they may have thought whatever. I don't know, it doesn't matter what they thought. They were wrong. That was just flat out wrong. It's never going to be that way. It was never going to be that way. And I feel like this person doesn't realize how much you've been offended by this. But then again, at this point, I feel like you're just kind of like concentrating your energy somewhere else because you're like, I can either shut them out or barbecue them with my words or whatever. And I've decided I can't do that right now. I see you, if this is a business thing, I feel like for a lot of you, this might be a business thing. For whatever reason, I mean, clearly you can do it. It's just interesting that I'm seeing. You're moving on. You got the Four of Pentacles and the Judgment. You've made your judgment, and you have just you were not very warm. Going down the line as things go forward, you were just going to distance yourself from this person. I don't really. This is why I think it's a business thing. I don't think you're ever going to tell them. I feel like you're offended, and you're just kind of like, you feel like they've kind of tried to box you in. They failed. But I feel like I'm too offended. I'm just like, I can't afford to tell them what I'm thinking, so I'm just done. Is it really like, I feel like that's, let me just, because there's another card here, and I'm like, is that really, am I right with that? Because like, it seems very interesting. Ace of Pentacles and the Empress. A lot of, it's like money cards keep showing up. The Empress looks out for themselves and everybody else when it's in balance. So hopefully this is in balance. And it's kind of like with the Ace of Pentacles, like there's too much here. And the goal that I set, I feel like I'm just disconnecting from this person, and I am going even stronger, going even more full force towards the goal I want. Kind of like if I was just kind of like, at some point I'll do that. If that's where it was before, now it's like, oh, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to start getting it done now, because now I've been motivated to get what I want. I wasn't so hell-bent on getting it right now, but now after this, I am very hell-bent on getting it right now, because now that made me mad. And I feel like I'm getting what I want. I'm concentrating on what my goal. I'm not letting somebody else be a problem. I feel like you're letting them think what they want to think. Can we just have some clarity before I show you this card? Because this card showing up is very interesting, especially for Aries, because Aries doesn't really... strategy, that's a thing. That's a 13? Yep, 13. 13 is the Death card, and then the 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords is feeling trapped. They're going to have no idea. I'm definitely an intuitive reader, but when I'm seeing this, they don't understand what happened. I don't think you're ever going to tell them. You're just kind of like letting them figure it out on their own. I don't feel like I owe them anything, is what my energy is. Like, no, you tried to screw me over, so I don't feel like I owe you anything. I feel like you're going to leave them in the dark. They're just never going to be able to figure it out. The deceit here is like, I don't even know if I really feel that way. Like, it's kind of like there's a candle burning in the background, and it's not about the word deceit. It's like they're not understanding. I feel like they're kind of, let's be fair, they're feeling like you screwed them over. I don't think that's true, but that's how they're viewing it. So the way this is playing out, down the road, I don't think this person is going to be very positive towards you, if you follow me. The thing is, the way you're doing it, nobody else around this knows what's going on either. So if this person is negative towards you, they don't understand it either. Like, other people around you won't understand why this person is negative towards you. There's this weird question of deceit. Who deceived who? But the thing is, for what to keep your goal, especially if it's a business thing, you had to keep it under control. And you're like, well, if I say something, it's going to come out, and it's going to come out a little bit rough. I'm not going to let this go against me, so I'm just not going to say anything. I'm just going to move on from this person. When you move on from this person, they don't understand it, and they think you screwed them over. When in truth, they screwed you over, and this is what you had to do to get away from it, because you weren't going to let them reconstruct your goal for their means. It's a weird way this is working out, especially for Aries, but I've said before, and I've learned it, Aries can be extremely strategic. So it's kind of like, you're not going to take my goal from me. And if I have to do it this way to keep my goal, then that's what I'm going to do. You're not going to get the better of me just because you think you're going to play me for what you think. They move on, but they do seem to have issues with you afterwards. I feel like that's what they're warning you. Whoever this person is, they will have issues with you afterwards. Just keep it in the back of your mind. Just be aware of it. That's what I got. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you again for watching, and have a great day.